it is Elisa here, or the Diamond Stitcher as I go by on YouTube and Instagram. Hello, good morning or good afternoon, whatever time of day it is you are watching this. I hope you're having a wonderful one. If you are new to my channel, first off, welcome. I'm happy you found me, and I hope you would consider subscribing and stick around for all things diamond painting. And if you are returning, thank you so much for your continued support. It really does mean a lot to me. First off, I have a disclaimer. I am going to be working on a Diamond Art Club mystery kit in this WIP and Chat. Now, I do have it zoomed in on a small section. I'm not going to tell you who the artist is or what mystery kit this is, but you are going to see a little bit of it finished. Like I've just recently started it. I'm working on a little bit of section, but I've done some surrounding colors, so you might see that. I've zoomed in as close as I can get on the little section I'm working on. But I did want to give that disclaimer in case, you don't want any mystery kits to be, the surprise ruin. Don't look up at the screen, just listen to me. Yeah, I have it covered right now with a couple of trays, but I'm going to remove these trays now, okay? You may or may not be able to figure out what mystery kit it is. I wouldn't know because I don't follow the mystery kits, but if it is something that you might have it and you're worried, then maybe don't look at the screen. But I don't think you can really tell unless you've seen it finished before what image it might be. But this is my WIP right now, and I'm loving it. It's making me really happy, so I would like to work on it during this WIP and Chat. So shush. Never fails whenever I start to film, some animal starts making a lot of noise, and that's the dog over there. What am I using today? I am using this little mini pen from Butterfly Effect Wares. It's a purple pen. I think they called it Purple Potion, if I'm not mistaken. I've got my Diamond Art Club multi-placer in it and an Everlasting Bent single placer. I'm using Patsy Putty. This is my new favorite putty. It's a putty that works well with ABs, and I'm really liking it. It's a firmer putty as well, and yeah, it's become one of my new favorites. The trays I'm using right now are the catered tray bricks. I have this entire painting kit up into them. I really like them. They're very easy. I feel like it does cut down my time on each diamond painting because I'm not constantly pouring diamonds in and out of my containers. I can just grab a tray and start diamond painting. So that is what I am going to be using, and I am just gonna start off. See, when I diamond paint, like, it's gonna block. When I put the diamonds down, it's going to block. I could probably put the camera over this way, but then I don't know. I'm just going to leave it. Let me know what you guys think or if you have any tips. When I am filming a WIP and Chat, while I'm chatting with you, I'm focusing on my diamond painting, so I'm not always looking up at the screen and remembering, am I still in frame, or did I zoom out, or did I zoom in, or did I move over here, or what have you. But I try to be aware, but when you get chatting, time moves fast, and when you get into your diamond painting, it's before you know it, you've been talking for 45 minutes and you've been off the screen the entire time. So hopefully that doesn't happen today. Now, you know what I forgot? I forgot to grab my little journal, but I know that there's absolutely nothing written in it, so that's not going to help anyways. And I forgot to check when my last WIP and Chat went up. I think it's been at least a week, maybe even longer actually. Let me just get these stubborn diamonds in here. It's probably been a little bit longer. I do have my phone near me, so let me double check dates and let's see. Yeah, I think I filmed it on the 30th of June, if I'm not mistaken. So what I'm going to do in this WIP and Chat, I'll give some updates. I do also have some diamond painting tag questions that a friend of mine, Michaela Marks, or Michaela Renee is her YouTube channel, I believe. She tagged me in these probably 3 weeks ago or longer. I'm sorry that I'm only getting to them now, but it's just the state of my life. But I have been thinking about doing them for weeks, and I thought today would be a good day to get it in. I may be interrupted by a doctor's phone call or an Amazon package, but I will of course edit any of that stuff out. So let's start with the updates. So July 1st was Canada Day. Happy belated Canada Day, and also happy belated 4th of July to American friends out there for July 4th. On Canada Day, I actually had another MRI. I had another MRI of my neck, and this reminds me that I forgot to look at the results. I've been waiting for them. I've been checking them. We can now check our imaging results online, which if you're Canadian and you didn't know that, I know for my province, we have like some kind of health gateway or BC service card. You can sign up through there and you have access to all your reports, which I didn't know. I know you could look up blood work, but I didn't know that you could look up like any kind of imaging, MRIs, x-rays, CT scans, ultrasounds, etc. So remind my future editing self to look that up and see what's going on in my neck. Quite frankly, I feel like it was a repeat scan. I feel like I had an MRI of my neck not that terribly long ago, but you know what? Another one doesn't hurt. I have a lot of neck issues and the surgeon ordered it, so I figured perhaps it's going to be used. Sorry, I'm looking for another color. Where is it? Perhaps the MRI is necessary before he does surgery. He wants to see something or rule something out. I don't know. So I went and I got it. It went fine. It actually went really quickly. We had to drive into the big city, which my husband was not happy about, but we were kind of in and out and it went by very fast. He was stressed all day about it, and I told him, look at that. You wasted your entire day being angry and grumpy that you had to drive to Vancouver, and here we are in and out in under an hour, and we're on our way home again. And it was a beautiful, sunny, warm day. It's absolutely gorgeous outside, so it really wasn't that bad. He kind of laughed at me, but so I had that done. And sorry, I didn't look up the results to tell you, but my neck is pretty much, you know, the word starts with an F and ends with an ED, if you get my drift. I have a lot of disc problems in my neck. I have a herniated disc that has a disc replacement, and then I have, I think, 2 herniated discs that they're watching, and I have arthritis in my neck at 34 or 35, and yeah, it's a mess in there. So I am sure that's exactly what the MRI report says. Probably says like neck of an 87-year-old. That's what I think. And then I did have a phone call with that surgeon, and I forgot to mention the MRI actually. But I did have a phone call with him to clear up some things. I had some questions about exactly what he is doing in there, and I did clear some things up. He agreed to do some extra things or some extra exploration as long as it's medically safe to do so. He said it might not be safe just the way the body is and how close the lung is to the area where he's operating, but if it is safe, he will extend my incision, which I am fine with, just to rule out any other problems, you know, in the vicinity, because like I said to him, I want this to hopefully be my last surgery for this area, and I want him to do as much as he can in one go. Now, he said if it's not safe, then we can go back in once I heal and reevaluate that problem area that I'm concerned about. I do think there's some scar tissue there that is causing a problem as well. The original surgery was done by a different surgeon, so I don't really trust that surgeon because I've been screwed ever since, so I don't trust him. So I would like this surgeon to go in and just double check and make sure everything was done right, and if it wasn't done right, to do it right this time and make sure, you know, that this time when I heal, I actually have a good chance at healing properly. So I cleared some things up with him, so that was really good. I was also worried about the other surgeon. For this surgery, there's going to be 2 different surgeons. There's going to be a vascular surgeon and a plastic surgeon involved, and I was worried that the plastic surgeon wasn't going to do something, but the vascular surgeon assured me that, according to the report, he was planning on doing this extra procedure. I mean, I could tell you all of the medical jargon, but you're not going to understand it. Basically, for those of you who are new, I have a lot of health problems, and I have an injury that dates back to 2018, where my left arm, the nerves of the brachial plexus became damaged, and I needed surgeries for it. Oh, I hate when the putty doesn't hold on to diamonds and you have a bunch that fall off. Yeah, I needed surgeries for it. We're going on my, let's see, 1, 2, 3, fourth or fifth surgery on my left arm, believe it or not. And hopefully this is the last one and the one that fixes everything. But the surgeon that I see now is good. He's very good. He's the top of his game. I think he's the best in our province, if not Canada, for this condition. I think he's the best in Canada, to be honest. And now I lost my train of thought trying to fit those diamonds in there. But yeah, it sounds like the surgery is a go. They're planning on doing it in September. I don't have a date yet. I need to phone them and see if they have a date because I still need my gallbladder removed, and I'm starting to think that it might be best just to postpone the gallbladder removal until after my arm surgery, because I really don't want anything to potentially ruin the arm surgery. Like, I don't want it to be postponed even longer because I decided to have my gallbladder removed first. You know what I mean? So I'm thinking that if I don't hear anything in the next week, then I'm going to defer it until after. I mean, I did have a pretty serious gallbladder attack. I really don't want another one, but I also don't want to postpone my arm surgery any longer, especially because there's 2 surgeons involved. It's hard enough booking a surgery with 1 surgeon, but when you have 2 involved, they have to make their schedules work, and there's all sorts of special equipment they need, and it's a big, huge ordeal. And the surgeon only gets so many OR hours for my condition. So the fact that he can get me in is, I'm very lucky, and I just don't want to mess that up. So I had hoped that maybe early July they would have fit me in for my gallbladder, but being Canada, there's always a long wait. So I mean, I was going to accept a date up until the end of July, because that surgeon for my gallbladder had said that as long as I have 3 weeks between surgeries, I should be fine. And I did forget to confirm that with my vascular surgeon, but again, I just don't want to chance anything. What if I have a complication? And what if that prolongs everything? I will be really upset with myself. So I think that is the plan for that. I was also supposed to have another test on Monday, so I am filming this on Thursday afternoon. It's July 11th, the day that I'm filming this, on Monday, so 4 days ago. I was supposed to have a test, a nuclear medicine test, where basically I eat radioactive food, and then they take images of it going through my digestive system to see if my digestive system is working. However, when I got there, and I had to be there at 7:30 in the morning, it was a hospital that's maybe 20 minutes away, so I actually drove myself. I felt okay enough to drive. Now, I did pay for it after with my arm, but it managed okay. But when I got there and they were reviewing my list of medications, they realized I was on a medication that is kind of contraindicated with the study. The medication severely slows gastric emptying, which is what the study is testing for. So it would kind of give like a false result. And it's not a kind of medication that I can just not take for a day or 2 and be okay. It's a medication that I can't stop or I'll be sick. So I need to call them back. They've called me to reschedule. It went to voicemail, but I don't think I'm going to reschedule it at this point. The diagnosis that we were confirming was something called gastroparesis, which is slowing of digestion, basically. Your stomach kind of holds food for longer than a normal person, and it actually can be quite uncomfortable and painful. And for me, it's really affecting, my abdomen, bloating and pain, and most annoying is my breathing. It affects my breathing because the food is staying in my stomach too long, which is causing my lungs to have less area to inflate. So it really does affect my shortness of breath, which is already bad because of my lung problems. So I think what we're going to do, and I haven't even talked to the doctor yet, but I'm a nurse and I know everything. So I'm going to wait until after my surgery and after I can probably stop some of the medication I'm on. The medication they prescribed me for this gastroparesis is working, and when I stop taking it for just 2 days, I get really sick. So one, that's a sign that it is the correct diagnosis and the medicine is working, which is a positive. Nothing else would really come from this test result. It would just confirm that, yes, I have this condition and be added to my list. And it's the medication I'm already prescribed anyway. So nothing would change in that regard. It's just kind of a confirmation thing. I thought it would be good to have. But they didn't tell me that, I would need to stop certain medications that I can't really stop right now. So I think it's best just to rebook that at a later date. So remind me, future self, to call that doctor too. I was going through my phone the other day, the contacts, trying to find one of the doctors, and I have 13 doctors' phone numbers in my phone. It's absolutely crazy. Now, granted, there's probably a couple that I haven't seen in a very long time, but within the last, we'll say 3 years, I've seen at least 13 doctors, different specialties. Absolutely crazy. And then what else did we do? My husband had a couple days off. What did we do on those days? I can't remember. Was I feeling okay or was I sick? I can't remember, and I didn't write any notes down. Then he was working all weekend, but he had a Tuesday and Wednesday off. So actually on Tuesday, we decided to go to the lake. Every year we go to Chilliwack Lake. It's about 2 hours drive there and back. So each way is 2 hours. So it is a bit of a drive, but it's one of those lakes that's obviously more rural and there's less people that go there. There is a campground attached to it. So you do have the campers there, but not many people come for the day. We always try to arrive really early, like 9 a.m., 9:30 a.m. That way we get parking, and we also have a special little spot that so far nobody has taken from us. Every time we go, our spot is there. It's kind of hidden between two trees and a rock, and the trees have really good foliage, and it kind of blocks some of the sun out, so you're not in the direct sunlight. So it's actually really nice. It makes it much more relaxing for me because I can't really be in the direct sun. I get very dizzy and very heat strokey very quick, probably also due to some of the medications I'm on. But yeah, we have a little spot there. So we spent Tuesday kind of afternoon there into the afternoon. My husband read his book. I diamond painted. I always take my Paint Gem mini set with me, and I diamond paint a few of those while we're there, so that was fun. I worked on some mandalas, and it was kind of funny because I had a Facebook memory that morning that said exactly a year ago we were at the same lake, and it was a picture of me working on one of my Paint Gem sets. So I just thought that was so funny that the year to the date we were also at the lake. But that was really fun. That's the first time we've been this year. We usually try to go a couple times. Last year was hard because my diaphragm was paralyzed, so my oxygen levels were not very good. And we did go, but my oxygen levels went into the 80s, which is pretty low. So this year I didn't check my oxygen. I should have brought my monitor, but I didn't. I feel better, so I'm pretty sure it was okay. I just had to pace myself and walk very slowly and hold on to my husband. But yeah, I managed it. The lake is freezing cold. My husband went all the way in. I could not. I went up to my waist, and I was happy enough there. I would have been nice if I got my neck in there just for the pain relief. Because the lake is so cold, it numbs the nerves, and it provides like an hour of numbness. I'm not even joking. And it's great pain relief. But I just could not get the rest of my body in the cold water. He dipped a couple of times over the course of a few hours. I just went in the once and then just put my feet in the other times. But yeah, it was a fun day. I was really happy with myself. I was happy that I was able to manage it okay. I mean, I was in pain. We probably would have stayed a couple hours longer if it wasn't for my neck. But my husband also was feeling a bit like sunsick because it was really hot that day. And we don't spend a lot of the time in the sun. He's always working, and I just don't tolerate the sun. So we're very sensitive to it. We're both Irish and fair-skinned as well. So yeah, it was a nice day. He has another week off next week. We're planning to go at least one more time. Usually by August, the smoke from some of the forest fires starts coming in, and it kind of obscures the view. It just doesn't make it very nice to sit outside in a bunch of smoke, right? So hopefully we can go one more time and it's clear and we can enjoy that, because there was a period of a couple of years there where we couldn't do anything. We couldn't go to the lake anymore, and I know my husband really enjoys that, and I do too, so it was nice to be able to go there. And yeah, that kind of brings us to today. So what I would like to do is a couple of things. One, I would like to do these diamond painting tag questions, and then I'll convene back after at the end and just give my thoughts on a few different things that have been floating around. But let me open the document for these tag questions. Now, I am somebody who does not keep like a perfect logbook like Diamonds and Washi. I don't have all my numbers of all my finishes, my all-time finishes, my yearly finishes, my monthly finishes. I don't keep that data. It's just, you know, I've been diamond painting for quite a few years before I started my channel, so I didn't have the initial data, and I hadn't been this past year because I've been sick. I just haven't been keeping that close track of things, and it was also pretty depressing to me because I hadn't been able to diamond paint as much as I used to be able to do, so I was dealing with that kind of loss of things, and it did make me feel pretty bummed out. So calculating the data and seeing how slow I was, it didn't make me feel happy, so I just did not do it. The first question is, how many diamond paintings have you completed? I honestly don't know. Most of my completions are from Diamond Art Club. 10, 20, 30. I'm going to say between 30 and 50 diamond paintings I've finished from Diamond Art Club. I've finished one from Jaded Gem Shop. Did I finish one? Yeah, I finished one from Enabler's Outpost. I've started a bunch of diamond paintings that I never finished. So I started the one with the diamond art, diamondart.ca. Who else? Distracted by Diamonds. I did finish 2 by Distracted by Diamonds, but there was also a few that I did not finish. And usually why I don't finish a diamond painting is the confetti is just too much for me, and I get burned out very quickly. And because when I diamond paint, it usually always involves pain. I have to really like what I'm working on to be able to diamond paint it. So that's kind of what I go by. I'm trying to think where else I have ordered from. Oraloa, I've finished at least one from them. Who else would I have ordered from? I don't think I've finished anything else that I can think of off the top of my head. I might be missing some. I'm trying to remember what my diamond painting not logbook, portfolio looks like, but I can't quite remember. And then the next question is, how many diamond paintings do you currently have in your stash? Good question. Again, it's between 30 and 45, I'm going to say. I haven't done a count, but I do know the last time I did it, which was a couple months ago, it was in the 30s. I do think I've purchased a couple since then, so it's probably 35 to 45 right now. I have been destashing a few here and there when I feel well enough to go to the post office and ship things. I've been posting little destashes, so I do want to go through my stash again and destash some of the round diamond paintings, because I'm realizing that, you guys, even though I really like the artwork, I just don't enjoy rounds as much anymore. And again, because I'm limited in my diamond painting time these days, when I diamond paint, I just really want to work on Diamond Art Club squares because I think they are amazing. So I may be looking in my stash for some round diamond paintings. I do know I have some Hannah Lynn's that I may be destashing as well. I will destash them in my Facebook group, so DAC Fans Canada, of course, so keep your eyes out for that. I don't know when I'm going to put another destash up. I just did a few of them, got rid of about 5 paintings. They're all shipped. If you were one that bought them, they've all been shipped now. I shipped the last ones on Wednesday, yesterday, so they should be in your possession within the next 1 to 2 weeks. Everybody who's recently bought something from me. Question 3, when did you begin diamond painting? Tell us your DP backstory. So I started diamond painting in, let's see, in the end of 2020, if I'm not mistaken, is when I started. Could have been early 2021. Again, I don't have like a start date that I wrote down because I didn't start my channel until a few years into it. So, but I 3.5 years now that I've been diamond painting. I got into it because I saw somebody in my apartment building have some artwork on their door, and it wasn't like this kind of diamond painting. It was big bubbles, but it I can't even remember what I searched. Something I searched, I think bubble art or something, and diamond painting ended up coming up. Now, where yeah, I got my first couple from Amazon like most people do, and very quickly I found Diamond Art Club through Google searching, and of course Facebook, and the rest is history. I quickly bought a whole bunch of Diamond Art Club. I got my stash up pretty darn quickly. At the time, it was when they had a smaller warehouse, and all of the diamond paintings every single Saturday would sell out. So you really had to get what you wanted when you wanted it, because you never knew when something was not going to be restocked either. So yeah, that was pretty big. Every Saturday was anxiety driven for a lot of us, because like I said, back then, almost all of the paintings that were released would sell out. Especially by general release. So those were the good old days. But yeah, that's kind of my backstory. I saw it on somebody's door. I thought it looked cool, and Google took me to Diamond Art Club, and the rest was history. It says, number 4, if you could only purchase from one diamond painting company for the rest of your life, who would you purchase from and why? I would purchase from Diamond Art Club. Why? Because I really like their quality. I like their customer service. I've always been treated very nicely. Even before I was an affiliate, I was always treated really nicely. If you respect them and their employees, then you will be respected. I've never once had a customer service issue with any for any reason from them. So they are my number one shop. I love their hand rendering. You can't get a hand rendering like Diamond Art Club anywhere else, not yet at least. And they're very well known for it. I love the artists that they license, and I just enjoy their community. When diamond painting, what is your go-to media to consume? Audiobooks, podcasts, YouTube, etc. Usually I always have YouTube on. Not always diamond painting YouTube. I watch a lot of other stuff as well. I go through like different obsessions. Most of you know I've acquired a couple of reptiles in the last couple of months, so I'm in a reptile kick, so I watch a lot of that on YouTube, but also all of the diamond painting, all the fellow creators. I always catch up on WIP and Chats and all their videos too, so there's always lots on YouTube to watch. Sometimes I will put on Netflix or one of the other streaming services and watch a TV series or a movie, and then on occasion I'll put cable TV on and watch, I don't know, the Natural Geographic channel or something to do with animals, or maybe I've taped Formula One. I like Formula One, or soccer game, or a show like Survivor or something like that, and I'll watch that as well. But I always usually have the TV on in the background when I'm diamond painting. I take lots of tiny breaks when I'm diamond painting because my arms get very sore, so I'll glance up and watch the TV program for 10 minutes or so, and then I'll diamond paint a little bit more, and then I glance back up to the TV. So I do like having it on rather than listening to like a podcast or audiobook. Now, where am I? Am I in frame still? I am. Okay, good. Number 6, what is your favorite category to diamond paint? Used to always say fantasy. I still think that, no, it's not really. I don't know what category I diamond paint now. What I do is I look for bright colors now. So back in the day when I first started, it was dark fantasy that I related to a lot, and those were the images I diamond painted, like Enz Guerrero, Sarah Richter, Mina Morte, any of those darker artists, Christopher Lavelle. But probably this year, I think, I started realizing that when I work on so much dark art, it was leaving me feeling quite depressed or unsettled. And because I relate to it because of my past and things I've been through and hardships I've faced. And when you're diamond painting and sitting in that all the time, you start thinking of the memories of the bad things, and it just became too much for me. And I was also getting tired of all the black and brown colors, so I decided to start doing a lot brighter diamond paintings. The one category I don't like diamond painting a lot of are landscapes. I just get very bored with them, so you don't really find those in my stash. I do have one or two right now. I know the one I have is Weekend in Paradise. I can't remember if I've gotten rid of the other one or not, but I did have another one that I'm not remembering the name. It was a similar type painting though. And yeah, so you don't find that in my stash a lot. And right now it's a lot of bright colors. I do have quite a few Hannah Lynn's in my stash right now. Probably most of like her art is the most I have, like in terms of quantity of paintings, because I decided to collect a bunch of them once she was splitting with Diamond Art Club. And some of my favorite artists, this might be a question later on, like Rita Kanya, Margaret Morales is one that I collect, Miss Butter D is another I collect. And I have a lot of like single prints from different artists. I'm trying to remember the names, like Andrea Tramutolo, Jeremiah Kettner. I like his paintings, they're nice and fun. I can see the images in my storage locker and where they are because they've been there for so long, but I can't remember the names of them. But animals, yeah, I do like diamond painting animals as long as they're bright and it's fun. It's not something I gravitate towards. It's, again, something that's kind of like landscapes. I just find that I get bored very easily. What is the artist you have completed the most diamond paintings from? Actually, I don't have one artist that I've really completed a lot from. Now, I need to move over to the next section, so give me a minute here. Yeah, I have a lot of diamond paintings from specific artists in my stash, but I haven't completed tons. I think probably the one artist that I have the most finishes of in my diamond painting career is probably Dimitra Milan. Yeah, in terms of the most finishes, it's probably her artwork. I really like her artwork. I wish we would see more of it these days. I don't know if she's still making art or not, but I think her artwork at Diamond Art Club turns out really nicely. Okay, let me find my next color, which will be 310. And I really like these catered tray bricks, you guys. They line up the diamonds really nicely. It's essentially like an Elizabeth Ward style container with a tray on the bottom. I really, really like them. Let's see. And question 8 is, what artist do you own the most diamond paintings from? Right now, that would be Hannah Lynn. I have a lot of her paintings in my stash. Number 9, what is your go-to wax when diamond painting? Wax, I like Dream Wax Studio. They are a Canadian shop based in Quebec. She makes a really good beeswax that works well with ABs. Works good with regular diamonds too, but usually what I used to do is have one pen with her wax in it that I would use for ABs. And then generally I like putty, and as I said, right now my favorite putty is Patsy Putty. I also like putty from Creations Marin. Her putty works really well. It does stick to ABs, at least in my climate. I'm secretly hoping one day she figures out a way to make it not stick to ABs. I should ask her about that. I think I've forgotten. But yeah, I really like her putty otherwise. J&L Crafty Creation is another Canadian small shop. Her putty is really good as well. It's on the firmer side, which I tend to gravitate towards, and their scents are nice and light. They're not too strong and overbearing. What else? Glue dots. I have had my time with glue dots, you know, in the single placer. Now that I'm liking this Patsy putty, I've actually put it in my single placer as well. So I'm using it in both, whereas before I would use the putty in my multi-placer and a glue dot in the single placer. But I really like how this Patsy putty is working, so I've been using it in the single placer now for probably over a month, and it works really well. Also, feel free to answer some of these questions in the comments down below. I would love to know some of this information from you guys. I will also copy and paste these questions in the description box of the video, so you don't have to remember them or write them down. You can just refer to that. You could copy and paste it and then write your own answers. I literally would sit down and read all of your answers because I'd love to find out a little bit more about your diamond painting histories as well. And if you're a diamond painting creator and you have a YouTube channel, feel free to create a video with these tag questions as well. Number 10, what do you do with your finished diamond paintings? I have a portfolio. I use a portfolio that's called Baroque. I think that's how you pronounce it. Or Baroque, I don't know. As a Canadian, we pronounce certain letters differently, so that's why what I say may sound differently to you if you're in America or elsewhere. It's just the way we pronounce things and specific letters. But they are expensive, but they are well worth it. They are great quality. I like it because I'm able to stand it up and put it behind a cabinet, so I don't have like under the bed or under the couch area where I can put a portfolio. I can't lie it flat. So this is really the only one I've found that works well. It keeps the diamond paintings in the sleeves. They don't slouch down or get wrinkled or get waves or creases in them. So if you're somebody like that and you don't have a flat place to store a portfolio, I do recommend the Baroque portfolio. I will try and remember to put a link in the description box down below. Again, they are a bit expensive, but the quality is there. Otherwise, if you do have a flat place to store it, you could try the Art Dot portfolio. I mean, it's good enough. They definitely can't stand it up on its side or anything. The diamond paintings will slouch and they will crease. I experienced that. That's why I went to the Baroque one. And or you could just use, like on Amazon, they have them too, like just not mesh is not the right word, but like a canvas portfolio bag, and all the pictures fit in one area. They don't have sleeves. That would work too if you are storing yours flat. I also hang some of them. So usually when I finish a diamond painting, most of the time, I'm going to say 95% of the time, the finish will spend some time up in my bathroom. I have a setup there where I have a curtain rod and I put the new diamond painting up. I usually leave it up until I finish the next one that I want to hang. And sometimes I don't want to hang certain images for whatever reason. So they might just go right in the portfolio, or I might send them to somebody or recycle them. I say recycle, but I mean trash. And I know people are going to gasp when I say that, but I do diamond painting for the therapeutic effect of doing them. Some of them I keep because I really like the artwork, but I just don't have a place to hang it all or store it all. We don't have a lot of storage either. We live in a one-bedroom apartment, so I can't keep everything like some people can. And there's only so many libraries that you can donate to. Number 11, do you like to open your kits right away, or do you keep them sealed until you're ready to work on them? I actually open them when I receive them, and there is a reason. Sometimes, now I have not seen it happen in a very long time, but it used to happen where once in a while, and it was very rare, that somebody would get a kit and they'd open it and it would be the wrong canvas or the wrong drills. Now, if you don't open and check it when you get it, then Diamond Art Club can't make it right. Like, they can't send you another one if you're opening it in a year and they've discontinued the kit. All they might be able to do is refund, and I don't know if they would do that if it's been that long. I'm not sure the policies on that. You'd have to check the website or check with them, but I do. I open every kit when I get it. I make sure I have the right canvas and the right drills, and that way, if there's anything wrong with the canvas or drills as well, maybe I'm missing drills. Granted, I don't actually count the drills. I just make sure the drills are correct. But like if the canvas has creases or cuts or fraying, which I've never had with the Diamond Art Club canvas, then I can reach out to customer support and they can, take care of it right away. If you wait a year or longer, good luck with that. You probably won't have a resolution, not one that you want, because it's been too long. So that's why I check mine. I also don't keep diamond paintings with the thought of selling them for hundreds and hundreds of dollars later. So keeping them sealed, I mean, I don't care. That's not my intention. My intention is always to work on the diamond paintings I buy. It just so happens sometimes my tastes change, or I just decide I want to destash something, but I never sell it for more than what I paid for it. Number 12, what is your number one unicorn kit? Actually, I don't have one. I know, gasp. I know so many people have a unicorn kit, and I remember Rachel Ray, she was quite upset. Well, upset's not the right word, but people will use the unicorn in the wrong way. Unicorn is supposed to refer to a kit that's no longer made that you desperately need to have. So it's, something that's very hard to find. You usually buy it on the destashing market, and sometimes they can be like a couple hundred of dollars, upwards to 500 or more for people who are absolutely crazy. I'm sorry. Definitely let me know what your unicorn kits are. Maybe if I have your unicorn, I will reach out to you and see if you'd like it. That is, if I don't want to hang on to it and do it, but I am trying to thin out my stash a little bit. I get new diamond paintings all the time and I run out of space, so I'm always trying to think of what diamond painting am I least likely to do, or that I'm not going to do for a very long time and maybe somebody else would enjoy it first. I can always rebuy it at a later date if I really want it. Number 13, what is the kit in your stash you are most looking forward to working on? I think that has to be Goddess of Healing. It's a Chrysabug artwork. I bought it. It came out at a time where I was really struggling with my health. And I just really related to the idea of needing a goddess to heal me, you know, like needing all the magical powers in the world to heal me. It's a kit that I keep bypassing when I go to grab other kits. I think because it's kind of got a darker color palette, and I've been in a real funk this year. My depression has been pretty bad, to be honest, so I've been trying to reach for a lot more brighter colored diamond paintings just to help uplift my mood. But that's probably one. Another one that I'm most looking forward to is Lilith by Christopher Lavelle. I actually started that piece as a cross-stitch chart, not a conversion, but an actual cross-stitch piece. I still have it tucked away somewhere, but I took a break from it. Let me just switch my colors out here. I took a break from it, and then I asked Diamond Art Club one day in the VIP group, can you please make it into a diamond painting? And they responded, sure. And not long after, it was made into a diamond painting. Now, I'm sure I had no influence in that. It was already in production when I said that. Pretty guaranteed on that one, but I just thought it was really funny. And at the time, I was newer to Diamond Art Club, so it was really cool to see that response. Do you prefer confetti, color blocking, or a mix of both? If you guys have been around my channel for a while, you know that I prefer color blocking, hand charting. Well, what I prefer is hand charting. I actually prefer a mix of color blocking and confetti. I don't like a picture that is all confetti. Like, that's why I don't like landscapes, because a lot of it is confetti. I like the section being broken up. As long as I can use my multi-placer, like this canvas I'm working on now is a perfect representation. It's hard to see because of the type of canvas it is, but it's a perfect representation of what I like. I have a lot of line blocking in here. And the confetti is just, still I can use my multi-placer. It's not the single type place confetti. That's what I don't like, kind of when you have to use your single placer. So I do like a good mix, but I do like my images hand charted for sure. I just find it really cuts down on unnecessary confetti big time. 15, how do you pick which piece you want to work on next? Honestly, it often has a lot to do with how I'm feeling. Like I said, I've really been needing bright colored paintings, so that's kind of my main criteria when I go to pick my next one. I try and stick with squares. Well, actually, I usually try to alternate one square, one round, but I'm finding, like, I have a round one kit up right now, and I just can't work on it. I just want to work on this one more because it's square. So bright colors and square is usually what I look at right now when I go into my diamond painting stash and I'm picking out what I want to work on. Also, if I relate to it in some way, it's also, I find, more therapeutic and more fun. Or something like this. I don't relate to this image in any way, but it's bright and it's fun, so it cheers me up. So it just kind of depends what mood I'm in the day that I finish my WIP and I need to pick another one, really. Number 16, what is your favorite season and holiday to diamond paint? The only holidays I really diamond paint images for are Halloween and Christmas. I really don't care for Halloween. It's just some tradition that, you know, has been part of my life ever since I was a kid. It was just something that always came around every year. If I had to pick between the two, I would probably pick Christmas image, but a smaller image. I've been doing a lot of big Christmas images every year, and they've burnt me out. So this year I'm going to look for a smaller image. Same thing, if Diamond Art Club comes out with a nice small Halloween kit, I will probably pick that up to work on it. I won't be having a fall diamond painting event this year. I did do it last year and then the year before too, I think. Did I did it two or just once? I can't remember. But not going to happen this year because I am anticipating surgery sometime in September. So that's just going to be a headache if I need surgery and I'm hosting an event. So Katie and Lindsay are going to be hosting Drills and Chills. They've already put up their announcement for that. And I also saw Elizabeth from Enablers Outpost also put up her own drill along that small shops are partaking in, or you have to have a painting from a small shop, and she has all the details on her Instagram, probably on Facebook too, but I did see it on Instagram first. So there are those two events that I know of. There's probably going to be more. There's often other people that also do fall themed events. Fall seems to be a pretty popular season when it comes to diamond painting. 17, do you work on one kit at a time or do you have multiple WIPs? I usually have 2 WIPs going at a time. I usually try and do 1 round and 1 square. That way, if I'm having a bad paint day, I usually reach for the rounds because they're a little bit easier. If I'm having a good day, I will reach for the squares. But lately, I just haven't been feeling like working on my round WIP, so I might change it up again and just do 1 at a time and do a square. Squares for now, at least. It's just what I feel like doing. Number 18, neutral, dark pieces or colorful pieces. I've already answered that. I really like colorful pieces. I actually stay away from anything with too many browns or blacks these days because I know I'm just not going to work on it. It's going to sit in my stash forever and I'm probably going to end up destashing it at some point. So I am sticking towards colorful pieces right now. 19, large pieces or snack size pieces. I would prefer snack size over large. My sweet spot is like a 55 by 75, somewhere around there, give or take a little bit. Anything over 80 is large to me, and it's just awkward how I diamond paint to work on something like that, so I avoid it. I would much prefer snack size to medium size diamond paintings. Do I place diamonds with tweezers or a pen? You always see me using a pen. I never use tweezers. The only time I use tweezers is to pop off diamonds that I've misplaced or to clean out old putty or wax in my pens. It's the only time you see me using tweezers. I might also use them if my weather for the day is making putty and wax both problemsome to use with ABs, but I think I've only tried to use them with ABs once, and that was only because I couldn't reach my pen. Squares or rounds, I've said that already. I prefer squares, but if the artwork is nice, I will get rounds. Like I do have a couple Margaret Moraleses that I have in rounds that I am going to complete. My favorite method for placing AB drills is using DreamWax Studio. That's typically what I do, but since I've been using this Patsy Putty, it works with ABs. So that's what I've been using. I do recommend you try Patsy Putty. You can search her on Facebook. She also has an Etsy shop and she does drops. She actually went full-time at her putty shop recently. So she had like an influx of large orders and an employee was sick, so she got a bit behind, but she's caught up now and I definitely suggest giving her a try. I really like her putty. I hear it works well in all different climates. I've already turned quite a few people onto it myself, and I really like it too. What is your preferred method of sectioning off a canvas? Well, right now, I actually really like the Diamond Art Club perforated cover. I am not somebody who's anal about, how many centimeters my sections are, and they all have to be equal. I don't care about that. I really like the ease of this perforated cover. I think it's handy. I'm hoping that soon we're going to see the upgrade where they make the lines visible because that's the only annoying part for me. But I usually use a little cover minder. I have it off to the side here to kind of mark where my side, the side is, or I use a thin piece of washi tape. You saw it earlier on the other section. You kind of see it down here. Just so I know where that cutoff line is. But otherwise, prior to that, what I would do is I would lay a piece of washi tape horizontally and I would cut the plastic off and I'd put release papers down on the row, just that one row. And then I'd work across, of course. And once I finished the entire row, I would go down and do it again. So that's how I used to do it prior to the perforated cover. And if I work on a canvas without a perforated cover, that's how I will do it, one row at a time with release papers. 24, do you have any other crafty hobbies besides diamond painting? Well, I used to cross stitch. I used to really enjoy it, but because of the nerve damage in my arm, it's really hard for me to hold the little needle and to cross stitch itself. So that hobby dropped off over a year ago now, maybe a year and a half ago. I finally put them away and just stuck to diamond painting. I'm starting to pick up reading again. I really like going to the coffee shop near me and reading. Video games, sometimes I will play video games. Not often, I really don't like it. It's just if I'm having a bad paint day, I can't diamond paint, I can't do much else, and I need something to distract me, I'll put a video game on. I currently have one of the Assassin's Creed, I think it's Mirage, that I've been playing off and on. I like being outside, so I like going for walks with my dog. And that's not really a hobby, but it is something that brings me joy in my my existence day to day. And the last question is, who do I tag in this video? I don't know who's been tagged already. Who can I tag? I'm trying to think. I think Courtney Lyons has already been tagged, so she's out. Michaela sent it to me, so she's out. Who else has a channel? Crafting with Shay. Have you done these questions recently? If you've done them, if you haven't done them recently, maybe Crafting with Shay. Tammy Short, I don't know if you've gotten these questions yet, but if not, feel free to fill them out. And again, anybody can fill these out. You don't need to be tagged. While it's fun to tag friends and stuff, I don't like people being excluded. So if you have a channel and you want to do these tag questions, please do them. Tag me in it so I can watch, because I love to hear your answers as well. And if you are not a creator, but you're a viewer and you would like to answer these questions in the comments, please do so. I would absolutely love to hear your responses. I have been yakking for over an hour now. Please don't forget to answer some of those diamond painting tag questions. I'd love to hear from some of you what some of your answers are for sure. I will sit down and read everybody's comments like I always do. It may take me a few days to respond, but I always get there. If you made it to the end of this video, how about leave me how about a cloud emoji or a diamond emoji? There's clouds and diamonds in this picture. Give this video a big thumbs up before you head out. It really does help my channel grow, and it helps bring in new members. And if you haven't already subscribed, I would love to have you here. All you have to do is click that subscribe button. It's absolutely free to do so. You can also click that notification bell, which is also free, and that will notify you when I do post new videos. I do try and stick to a Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedule. And until next time, happy diamond painting, you guys. Bye.